The internet was not ready for this, not even close. Because tonight, ChriseanRock said something so raw, so unforgiving, so brutally honest that even her own fans didn't know how to react. This wasn't a rant. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't her being messy for clout. This was a confession. And she said it with a straight face. In the middle of a late-night live stream, eyes swollen, voice cracking, pacing like she'd been holding this in for years, Chrisean whispered the words that sent shockwaves across the entire internet. I never wanted Junior. The chat froze. Nobody typed. Nobody joked. Nobody spammed emojis. Every viewer held their breath. And then she added something even darker. That baby was Blueface's trap, not mine. People lost their minds. Comments exploded instantly. What did she just say? Girl, delete this now. She really said that out loud? Junior is gonna see this one day. Blueface ruined her life for. But Chrisean wasn't done. She kept pacing, talking faster, shaking like years of resentment were pouring out at once. She said she was manipulated. She said she was cornered. She said she didn't even understand what was happening until it was too late. She said motherhood wasn't her choice, it was her punishment. And when someone in the comments told her she was lying, Chrisean snapped. Ask Blueface. He wanted that baby. For me. Not with me. Even Blueface's enemies stopped scrolling. Because that sounded like a confession with history behind it. Receipts. Secrets. A past Chrisean had been too scared to open. And just when people thought she couldn't go any further, she dropped the line that broke the internet in half. If I told you what happened the night I got pregnant, y'all would never look at him the same. Suddenly, the whole world wanted answers. Long before ChriseanRock ever broke the internet by admitting she never wanted Junior. Long before she said Blueface trapped her. Long before she whispered that chilling line about the night she got pregnant. There was a story behind the story, a slow, painful unraveling that nobody outside their circle ever fully understood. People think Chrisean is chaotic because she chooses chaos. They think she screams because she likes drama. They think she fights because she enjoys violence. But what they don't know is this. Most of Chrisean's chaos came from years of feeling cornered emotionally, financially, physically, and psychologically by a man who learned exactly which buttons to push. And Blueface? He pushed every single one. Their relationship didn't start toxic. It became toxic. Slowly. Strategically. Chrisean met Blue when she was vulnerable, hungry for validation, craving stability, desperate for someone to see her beyond the pain she carried from her childhood. He saw that immediately. He saw the cracks. He saw the softness beneath her aggression. He saw the little girl who wanted someone to protect her, not control her. And then he became both. At first, he lifted her up, complimented her, told her she was special, told her she was stronger than everyone else who doubted her. But within months, it shifted. Compliments turned into comparisons. Comparisons turned into criticisms. Criticisms turned into control. By the time Chrisean realized it, her entire identity was orbiting one man, a man who enjoyed watching her spiral because it made him feel powerful. And then came the manipulation, the subtle threats, the silent punishments, the prove you love me moments, the guilt trips disguised as guidance. Everyone saw the violence. Everyone saw the fights. But nobody saw the conversations behind closed doors, the ones that chipped away at her confidence piece by piece until she couldn't tell the difference between love and captivity. And this is where Junior's story begins. Because Chrisean never planned to be a mother. Not with Blueface. Not with anyone. Not while her own emotional wounds were wide open. But Blueface? He knew exactly how to weaponize motherhood. It started with him accusing her of cheating not because he believed it, but because he knew accusing her would make her desperate to prove her loyalty. Then he'd flip it. He'd tell her, "You want to really show me you down? Give me a family." It was never said sweetly, never said with love, always said with pressure. Chrisean would break down crying. She'd tell him she wasn't ready. She'd tell him she needed to fix herself first. She'd tell him she barely had control of her own life, much less a child. But Blueface didn't care. Because for him, a baby wasn't about family. It was about control. Everyone close to them knew how tense things became around the time she got pregnant. Her friends noticed the fear. Her makeup artist noticed the silence. Her producers noticed the sudden emotional shifts. Something had changed. Something happened. Something she didn't want to talk about. But she hinted at it many times accidentally through tears, through panic, through rage. That night messed me up. I should have walked away. He knew what he was doing. I wasn't even thinking straight. Nobody pushed her for details. They were scared of the answer. And the deeper truth? Chrisean had been conditioned to protect Blueface even when he hurt her. Even when he humiliated her. Even when he made her doubt her own reality. She protected him because he convinced her she'd fall apart without him. He convinced her she needed him more than he needed her. So when she found out she was pregnant, she didn't celebrate. She panicked. Because she knew the world would judge her. She knew Blueface would claim it was her plan. She knew people would twist the narrative. And that's exactly what happened. Blueface immediately framed it as her trapping him. Meanwhile, Chrisean, overwhelmed, confused, mentally collapsing, let the world believe it because she didn't have the strength or clarity to fight back. But behind the scenes, she told multiple people she wasn't ready. She cried for hours. She told friends she felt tricked. She said she didn't even remember parts of the night she got pregnant because the argument before it had been so intense, so emotional, so manipulative that she shut down. And that's why her live stream confession hits so deeply. Because for the first time ever, she said it plainly. I never wanted Junior. Not because she doesn't love him. Not because he isn't innocent. Not because she resents him. But because she wasn't ready. Because she was drowning. Because she was mentally unstable. Because she was broken. Because she was scared. Because she felt trapped. And Blueface? He never cared about readiness. He cared about control. Even Blueface's own family saw it. His mom Carlissa hinted at it in shady posts. His sister lectured him publicly. His baby mama Jaden said it outright. He wanted Chrisean pregnant, so she couldn't leave. But Chrisean never said it. Until now. Until she broke. Until she whispered the truth people suspected for months, but were too afraid to confront. Y'all think that baby was my choice? The comments froze. The world froze. Even Blueface went quiet. Because that wasn't a casual confession. That was a wound speaking. A wound so deep it changed her entire identity. And when she added, he trapped me, not the other way around. Everything shifted. Fans no longer saw Chrisean as the crazy girl on social media. They saw a girl who had been emotionally manipulated at her weakest moment. They saw a girl who was forced into motherhood before she healed from her own childhood. They saw a girl who didn't realize she was being controlled until it was too late. And the last line of her confession was the darkest one yet. If y'all knew what happened that night, you'd stop calling me crazy and start calling him a monster. The room went silent. The world went silent. Because for the first time, everyone understood. Whatever happened the night she got pregnant, it wasn't love. It wasn't romance. It wasn't a mutual decision. It was something much, much darker. And she finally looks ready to talk. Chrisean didn't plan to reveal what happened that night. Not ever. Not in interviews. Not in rants. Not in emotional breakdowns. She buried it so deep she convinced herself the memory didn't matter anymore. But trauma doesn't disappear. It waits. It grows. It claws its way out the moment your life collapses in front of millions of people. And for Chrisean, that night, the night she got pregnant with Junior, was the root of every explosion, every rage episode, every tearful live stream, every fight she couldn't walk away from. But she had never put words to it, never given it a name, never allowed herself to say it out loud. Until now. Her confession live stream wasn't planned. She was tired, exhausted, angry, alone. And the weight of motherhood, a motherhood she never chose, finally broke her chest open. She sat on the floor with her knees pulled to her chest, rocking back and forth like she was trying to soothe a ghost only she could feel. She said it again, slower this time. I never wanted Junior. I wasn't ready for Junior. And Blueface KNEW that. But she didn't cry when she said it. She looked numb. Her voice cracked only when she said the next part. And he still did what he did. The comments exploded, demanding details, trying to understand what she meant, trying to decode the pain in her tone. People begged. What happened that night? Did he force you? Did he trick you? What really went down? But Chrisean didn't answer directly. She didn't have to. Her silence said enough. Because the truth is that night wasn't a beautiful moment. It wasn't a choice made as a couple. It wasn't a plan. It wasn't even an accident. It was the aftermath of a fight that broke her emotionally. A fight Blueface initiated. A fight designed to keep her under him. Here's what people close to them revealed. Over the years. In whispers. In anonymous messages. In slip-ups during interviews, little fragments of the truth scattered everywhere, but never assembled until tonight. It started when Blueface accused her of cheating. He always used cheating as a weapon. Even when she was completely loyal. Even when she was living under HIS roof, following HIS rules. Because accusing her of cheating put her in a position where she had to beg for him, crawl for him, fight for him. He wasn't looking for truth. He was looking for dominance. And that night, he pushed too far. Sources say Chrisean was crying on the bathroom floor, trying to explain herself, apologizing for things she didn't do, because that's what happens when someone convinces you your love is a performance and your worth is conditional. He stood over her, talking down at her, telling her she wasn't enough, that she wasn't loyal enough, that she didn't love him the way he loved her. He said she was dramatic. He said she was crazy. He said she wasn't woman enough. And then he flipped it. He said, "If you want to show me you all in, have my baby." Those were the words that shattered her, because she wasn't thinking clearly. She wasn't thinking at all. She was in fight or flight, triggered, broken, desperate for him not to walk out the door, desperate not to lose the one person she thought she needed. She kept saying she wasn't ready. She kept saying she wasn't mentally okay. She kept saying she needed time, but Blueface wasn't listening. He wanted proof. He wanted control. He wanted her tied to him. And that night, he won. People think Blueface got trapped, but he orchestrated the trap. He manipulated the moment. He manipulated her emotions. He manipulated her fear of abandonment. And the worst part? He convinced her that having a baby would fix their relationship. People forget. Chrisean didn't grow up with healthy examples of love. She didn't grow up being valued. She grew up fighting for survival, emotionally and physically. So when someone she loved convinced her she was unworthy, unless she gave him something permanent, she believed him. Because trauma doesn't teach you boundaries. It teaches you obedience. And after that night, everything changed. Chrisean became possessive, obsessed, chaotic. She wasn't acting out because she was crazy. She was acting out because she was traumatized and pregnant with a baby she never planned for, a baby whose conception was tied to one of the darkest nights of her life. She didn't tell anyone, not her friends, not her siblings, not even the people who tried to save her from Blueface. She carried the guilt alone. And Blueface? He weaponized it. He mocked her. He humiliated her online. He told the world she trapped him. He posted messages saying she planned it. He called her irresponsible. He joked about her mental state. He claimed she was obsessed with him. Meanwhile, she was silently breaking, silently carrying the truth, silently hiding the pain, silently pretending motherhood was something she wanted when in reality, she felt forced into it. And the pregnancy itself wasn't gentle. She was constantly stressed, constantly crying, constantly worried about Blueface abandoning her, constantly fighting to prove she was good enough. She had no support, no stability, no peace, just fear. And when Junior was born, the world expected Chrisean to magically change to become a perfect mother overnight. But motherhood doesn't erase trauma, it magnifies it. Every cry triggered guilt, every diaper triggered self-doubt, every sleepless night reminded her she wasn't ready. And Blueface didn't help. He used Junior as a weapon. He threatened custody. He accused her of being unfit. He treated her like a villain while he partied and slept around. He even said Junior wasn't his, on live streams. So the moment Chrisean finally said, "I never wanted Junior," it wasn't about hating her son. It was about telling the truth. She never had the chance to want him. Her body carried him. Her heart learned to love him. But her mind never had a choice. She was coerced, manipulated, emotionally cornered. And when she said, "That baby was Blueface's trap, not mine," she wasn't lying. She was exposing the truth for the first time. But the darkest part of her confession wasn't the admission. It wasn't the regret. It wasn't the trauma. It was what she said after. "If y'all knew what he said to me that night, you'd cancel him forever." Because Chrisean wasn't finished. She was ready to expose the words Blueface used, the final trigger that convinced her she had no choice but to give him exactly what he wanted. And those words? They were darker than anyone expected. Words that would destroy Blueface's image permanently. Words that would expose the psychological abuse she endured. Words that would change how people viewed their entire relationship. And when she took a deep breath and finally revealed those words, the live stream crashed from the explosion. The live stream had already spiraled into chaos. But it wasn't until Chrisean steadied herself against the dresser, eyes red and glassy, breath trembling like her ribs were cracking, that everyone watching realized. She wasn't ranting anymore. She was remembering. And remembering broke her. Her voice wasn't loud. It wasn't angry. It wasn't unhinged. It was quiet. Too quiet. Like she was pulling words out of a wound she never let heal. She wiped her face, stared straight into the camera, and said, "You want to know what he said to me that night?" The comments froze. The trolls disappeared. The emojis stopped. The entire live stream turned into a graveyard waiting for a scream. But Chrisean didn't scream. She whispered, "He said, you nothing without me. You ain't never gonna leave. I'm the only thing you got. So if you want me, give me a kid." Silence. You could hear a pen drop through the phone speakers. It wasn't the words themselves that broke viewers, it was the tone she mimicked. Cold, sharp, calculated. A threat disguised as intimacy. She inhaled shakily. And then he said the one line. The line that messed me up forever. Her voice cracked. "If you don't do this, I'll find a girl who will." She closed her eyes, as if she could still feel the carpet burning her knees from when she begged him not to replace her. That was the line. The line that shattered her identity. The line that made her feel disposable. The line that convinced her she wasn't enough unless she produced something for him. The line that trapped her. People watching broke down in the comments. Owned she was manipulated. This is emotional abuse. She wasn't ready. He cornered her. Blueface weaponized her insecurity. No wonder she spiraled. But Chrisean wasn't finished. She wiped her face again, hands shaking aggressively now. That night wasn't love. It wasn't passion. It wasn't what y'all think. Her voice cracked harder. I wasn't in the right head. I wasn't thinking. I was scared he was gonna leave me. She looked down at her hands like they belonged to someone else. I felt small, like a little girl, like I owed him something just to be kept. She laughed, but it wasn't a real laugh. It was bitter, sharp, broken. And y'all wonder why I act crazy. Her eyes lifted back to the camera. I've been fighting him and myself ever since. Viewers typed, "Please stop streaming and talk to someone." But she kept going because once you rip open a wound this deep, stopping feels impossible. I didn't even know I was pregnant at first. I didn't want to be pregnant. I was scared of what he'd do if I told him I wasn't keeping it. She paused. Then she told the part nobody expected. The first person I told wasn't Blueface. She swallowed hard. It was Jaden. The comments erupted. What a tit? Jaden? Blueface's baby mama. Hold on. Chrisean nodded slowly, painfully. Yeah, Jaden. Because she, the only one who knew what he was capable of. She looked away, ashamed. She didn't hug me. She didn't smile. She didn't say, "Congrats." A tear slipped down her cheek. She said, "Girl, you have no idea what you just tied yourself to." The audience shook, but that wasn't the twist. Not even close. Chrisean wiped her face again, sniffed, and whispered, "You want to know the real reason she said that?" She held up her hand, fingers trembling uncontrollably. 'Cause she knew. Blueface had said that same line to her before she got pregnant too. The chat went dead. No comments, no noise, just pure, collective disbelief. Because this wasn't a coincidence, this was a pattern. Blueface wasn't trapped. He wasn't accidentally a father. He wasn't manipulated by crazy women. He was repeating the same strategy on every girl he pulled into his orbit. Emotional dependency disguised as love. Pregnancy disguised as stability. Manipulation disguised as loyalty. Chrisean continued, voice growing more frantic. That night wasn't just toxic. It was planned. He wanted a baby to keep me stuck. She took another shaky breath. And y'all still trying to blame me for bringing Junior in the world? Her voice broke. I never wanted to be a mom like this. I didn't want my son born into chaos. I didn't want him being a weapon. I didn't want him being a reason for fights. She looked away from the camera as tears streamed down both sides of her face. But once I felt him in me, he became the only thing that felt real. He, the only part of me that's innocent. She paused. And every time Blueface talks about taking him, it feels like the world ripping open again. 'Cause I didn't choose this life. I didn't choose this war. I didn't choose this trauma. She wiped her face with her sleeve. He chose it for me. But the live stream took the darkest turn when she said, I wasn't the only girl he was doing that to. I wasn't the special one. I was part of a pattern. People begged her to stop. They begged her to log off. They begged her to protect her peace. She ignored them. You want to know how I know it's a pattern? Her voice dropped to a whisper. Because the night I got pregnant, Jaden wasn't the only one who asked me if he forced it. The chat exploded. Who else? Who else knew? Who else did he manipulate? But Chrisean looked terrified. She shook her head. I can't say her name. I can't. She told me not to. Her face crumpled. She's scared of him too. And that's when something shifted in her expression, a sudden spark of realization. A flash of fear mixed with anger. She covered her mouth. Oh my God. The comments flew. What? What happened? Chrissy talk. What did you realize? Tears filled her eyes as she whispered. That night wasn't just manipulation. It wasn't just me breaking. It wasn't just him controlling me. Her voice shook violently. Someone else was there. The live stream froze for a second, not because of connection issues, but because the viewers' hearts collectively dropped. There was someone else. In the house. She swallowed hard. She saw everything. She heard everything. And she told me years later what he said after I left the room. Her face went pale. And if she ever speaks up, everything about Blueface's image would end. The comments exploded with names, theories, guesses. But Chrisean said one more line, the line that detonated the entire internet. And y'all know her too. Silence. Because whoever she meant wasn't a stranger. It was someone visible. Someone connected. Someone fans recognized. Someone who knew the truth Blueface prayed would never come out. Someone who could break him with one sentence. And when Chrisean whispered her final words before ending the live, she was there that night. And he don't even know I know. The screen went black. The moment Chrisean ended the live stream with, she was there that night. And he don't even know I know. The entire internet stopped breathing. People weren't just shocked, they were panicked. Because Chrisean didn't whisper it like a threat. She whispered it like a truth she'd been terrified to say for years. The comments didn't trickle in slowly. They detonated. There were no jokes. No emojis. No trolling. People typed like they were warning each other of an incoming natural disaster. Who was there? Who watched him manipulate her? She said, we know her? This just got dark. This is bigger than anyone thought. Within minutes, TikTok was drowning in theories. Creators stitched the clip, their faces stunned, whispering, Chrisean is not lying. This is trauma leakage. Body language experts explained the shift in her tone, how her breathing changed, how her voice dropped, how her eyes went unfocused. They said, she wasn't acting. She was reliving. Others focused on the mystery witness. Theories spiraled instantly. Some said it was someone from Blueface's team. Some said it was a relative. Some said it was a friend of both of them. Some believed it was a female artist. Some claimed it was a girl Blueface was talking to at the time. One huge creator posted, I know exactly who she talking about, but I can't say it without getting sued. People went crazy in the comments. Meanwhile, Twitter X turned into a psychological war zone. One side wrote, Chrisean was manipulated. Period. She said she didn't want the baby, believe her. This is deeper than drama. This is abuse. The other side. Why she saying this now? She need help, not a live stream. She's still responsible for how she treats her baby. And a third side, the loudest, asked the only question that mattered. Who Tef was in the house? Then the celebrities got involved. A well-known female rapper tweeted, I been heard stories about Blue. Chrisean ain't lying. A reality star posted, manipulation during pregnancy is real. Folks don't want to talk about it. Even an NFL player chimed in, been around him. I believe every word. But one response went viral instantly. Carlissa, Blueface's mother, she didn't hold back. She wrote, I told y'all there was more to that night. He ain't innocent. And that girl telling the truth. The internet collapsed. Because Carlissa always throws shade, but she never said this before. She never validated Chrisean. She never hinted Blueface manipulated her. Fans commented, Carlissa? Backing Chrisean? Nah, this is serious. If his own mama won't defend him. Even Jaden Alexis posted something cryptic on her close friends. A mother always knows when another mother didn't get the choice she deserved. Screenshots leaked immediately. People screamed, Jaden knows us. She was there too? What is actually happening? But then it got worse. Someone leaked a blurry screenshot from an old Blueface and Chrisean Zeus network recording an argument that was never aired. In the background of the footage, fans spotted a female silhouette walking past the hallway where the fight took place. The caption, y'all, who is this? She matches what Chrisean said. The internet zoomed, enhanced, lightened the image. And the shape did look familiar. People started listing names. Is it Chrisean's cousin? Is it that girl Blue was messing with? Is it the aunt? Is it the stylist? Is it his sister? And then someone dropped the bomb. What if it wasn't her friend, but his? That idea alone set off a chain reaction. Because Blueface had one female friend around that time, one who always defended him, always popped up quietly behind scenes, always downplayed his behavior, always acted like Chrisean was the problem. An influencer tweeted, "If she was there, everything makes sense." Meanwhile, Blueface finally responded. He tweeted, "Bro, she lying again, lol, that girl delusional." But the comments destroyed him. If she lying, why your mama agreeing? If she lying, why your ex confirming it? If she lying, why you deleting tweets? If she lying, who was in the house then? And this was when things got even darker. A verified Zeus editor anonymously DM'd a gossip page. "We filmed more than y'all saw. There was someone else in the room that night. We were told to cut that footage." What the hell? Twitter exploded. TikTok crashed. Instagram locked several gossip pages for unusual traffic. People begged, "Drop the footage." Who was in the house? We need the name now. But the most frightening response came from someone unexpected. Mookie. Yes, the same Mookie from earlier scripts. He didn't say much. He posted one sentence to his close friends. "She ain't lying about that night." Screenshots spread like wildfire. People were shaking. Mookie confirmed it? Bro, why is everyone backing her now? This is bigger than a storyline. This is years of truth finally coming out. And the mystery witness? Her identity became the biggest debate on the internet. Creators went live for hours trying to piece it together. People tagged every woman who was around Blueface at the time. Some women publicly denied being there. Others stayed suspiciously quiet. And fans kept repeating the same haunting line. "She said the girl was someone we know." Meaning, someone visible, someone familiar, someone close, someone who had every reason to stay silent, someone who could destroy Blueface with a single sentence. And if that girl ever spoke up, his entire public persona, his music career, his narratives, his child custody arguments, his masculinity, his manipulative tactics, everything he built, would collapse overnight, because she holds the truth. And Chrisean just revealed that she knows who it is. The public is now waiting for one thing. For Chrisean to say that name. The woman who witnessed the night Chrisean got pregnant. The woman who heard what Blueface said. The woman who kept quiet for years. The woman who could end it all. And the internet knows. Once her name comes out, there's no going back. The entire internet hovered in silence, waiting for the name. The bloggers, the reactors, the fans, the haters. Even Blueface's own supporters went quiet, because deep down, even they knew Chrisean wasn't making this up. She said the witness was someone everyone knew. Someone visible, someone close, someone who saw the truth the night Chrisean got pregnant and kept that truth buried. For hours after the live stream ended, Instagram lives exploded. Pages analyzed every woman who had ever been near Blueface. People guessed names, screamed theories, dragged innocent people, tried to match shadows and shapes to old video clips. But one name kept popping up quietly, softly, like a rumor refusing to die. It might be Chrisean's friend, Marsha. Not Marsh the man. Not Mookie. Not Jaden. Not Carlissa. Marsha, Chrisean's former friend and occasional assistant. The one who used to help her get ready for shows. The one who traveled with them a few times. The one who fans always saw in the background but never paid attention to. The one who mysteriously disappeared from Chrisean's circle right around the time she got pregnant. People said, she fell off the map. She stopped posting. She blocked everybody. And most importantly, she used to be close to both of them. But nobody had proof. Until someone leaked a 13-second audio clip. A terrified whisper. A woman crying softly. A voice shaking so badly it barely sounded human. The audio said, "I was there that night. I heard everything he said to her. I saw what happened. I can't keep covering for him. Please don't tell them I told you." The internet froze. People enhanced the audio, matched it to past videos, compared the tone, pitch, breathing pattern. And within minutes, everyone recognized it. It was Marsha, the missing friend, the quiet one, the one Chrisean once described as the friend who's seen too much. And that is when the real twist dropped. Because hours after the audio leaked, Marsha herself posted a black screen to her Instagram story. 4 words. She's telling the truth. Nothing else. No explanation. No denial. No clarification. Just confirmation. The internet exploded. People screamed, "Oh my God, it was her? Marsha? She was in the house? What did she see?" But the most horrifying thing was what came next. Because Marsha didn't vanish again. She didn't panic. She didn't delete. She posted another story. This one with her voice calm, shaky, exhausted. Like someone who's been carrying a secret that's been rotting inside her for years. She said, "I didn't want to be involved. I didn't want to choose sides. But that night changed both of their lives, and I should have spoken up sooner. Silence. Viewers leaned closer to their screens. Marsha continued. I saw the fight. I saw how broken she was. I heard what he said to her. I saw the moment she shut down. Her voice cracked. And when it was over, he told me not to say a word. The internet erupted. People screamed. He threatened her? He silenced the witness? This is worse than we thought. But Marsha wasn't done. She took a deep breath, the kind someone takes right before ripping their life open. I didn't speak because I was scared. I didn't speak because I saw what he was capable of. But Chrisean isn't crazy. She isn't lying. She didn't trap him. Her voice shook. He trapped her. Silence. And then, the final blow, the line that sent shockwaves through the entire celebrity world. And if Blueface wants to deny it, I still have the video. The world stopped. Video? There's a video? Fans lost their minds. Timeline exploded. Drop the video! What did she record? Is this real? This is career ending if true. Even celebrities started reacting. One singer tweeted, if there's a video of that night, his career is over. A well-known influencer posted, Marsha is shaking the entire internet with 4 words. And Blueface? He finally responded. He tweeted, lol, there ain't no video, y'all dumb. But he deleted it in 37 seconds. Too late. Screenshots circulated everywhere. And that's when Marsha posted her final message of the night, don't make me release it. The internet collapsed. Chrisean stayed silent the first time in years. She didn't clap back, didn't scream, didn't go live. She just posted a single broken heart emoji. And fans understood. If Marsha drops that footage, the truth behind Junior's conception, the truth behind that fight, the truth behind Blueface's manipulation, the truth behind why Chrisean spiraled during pregnancy, all of it will be exposed to the entire world, and Blueface will never recover. The world is now waiting for one thing. Will Marsha release the video? Or will Blueface threaten her into silence again? Because Chrisean already said, he don't even know I know who was there. But now he knows. And the clock is ticking. If you made it to the end of this video, then you already know. This story is nowhere near finished. Marsha stepping forward changes everything. For the first time in years, someone other than Chrisean has spoken up about what really happened the night Junior was conceived. Someone who was actually there. Someone who heard the words. Someone who saw the moment Chrisean shut down. And now that the world knows she didn't just imagine it, that there might be an actual video, we are entering the most explosive chapter yet. But here's where you come in. Your comments, your theories, your debates are what push this story forward. So I want to hear it straight from the people watching right now. Do you believe Marsha really has the video? Or is she bluffing to protect herself? If that footage exists, should she release it publicly? Or would it destroy too many lives at once? Was Chrisean truly manipulated into motherhood? Or are there missing pieces still hidden in her version of the story? And the biggest question of all, if Blueface pushed her into pregnancy the same way he allegedly pressured others, how many more women could step forward next? Drop your theories in the comments, don't hold back. This is one of the biggest turns we've ever seen in this entire saga, and your take might be the one everyone debates next. Before you click away, hit like if you think Marsha's confession changed the entire narrative. Comment your prediction, will the video leak? Or will someone stop her first? And subscribe with notifications on, because the next episode is going to be even darker, even heavier, and even more revealing than anything you've heard so far. Trust me, what comes next will shock the entire internet, and if Marsha really presses upload, this whole world is about to change overnight.